Okay, there we go. Alright then, hello there, and today we're going to be looking at a 2 versus 2 game, and this is a sort of team war. We've got PL versus VG, PL being a Polish team, and VG being a Chinese team. We'll talk about the players a little more as we get round to them. So for Team PL, over down to the bottom of the map in green, we have Kaimu. I don't know how to pronounce names. I'll say Kai because that's the first two letters of his name that I can actually say. He's playing as Turks down to the bottom of the map. Over to the left in red we've got PL Jack. Obviously that's an easier name, I can say that one as well as the others of course, but Jack here playing as Koreans down to the south as well. Up to the north in yellow we have got VG Paladin playing as Turks and VG Cigarettes in blue off to the top right. I'm guessing as Koreans, yes. It is Mirrored Civilizations, which is an awesome patch, well, sorry, not an awesome patch, an awesome feature of the user patch and the new 1.0C on Feudal. You can choose mirrored civilizations, and it means that you can have random civs whilst still having mirrored civs. Anyway, this game is a pretty highly rated one. VG and, well, both Chinese, pretty high rated players. I think you've probably seen stuff from both of them, Cigarettes and Paladin. They've played a lot of high rated games, and I believe they're about 2.2, 2.3k perhaps on Feudal. PL guys, I'm not really sure about the PL guys. I know they're pretty high rated, but I don't know much about the players themselves. I can't really give you too much information about the players here, unfortunately, as I just don't really know who they are. I'll give you information about a lot of the players. I do try and do that, but in this case, I'm not too familiar with the PL guys. This game does last for quite some time though, as I saw, so hopefully it should be pretty good. The map is rivers, as you can. Sorry. Yeah, it's rivers. It's this. I was going to say what? It's Eridina, but I guess it's all in Polish, so that's why it's not in English there. The map is rivers, and as you can see, the map is actually pretty imbalanced here in favour of VG. VG, as you can tell, have nice water at the back across the sort of top sides of this map. And that's pretty ugly for the PL team because obviously this has got a lot of big fish in it. It's easy to dock as it's very close to their TCs, and it's just, there's a lot of big fish all round for the VG guys. Even if they docked on the front, they'd have nice fish, especially here. Paladin here has got a lot of big fish, which is going to give the VG guys a pretty big advantage in the early game if they are able to secure this. And I think if the PL guys actually scout it and see just how much fish they have, they may actually decide that it's a good idea to play really aggressive on the water, make galleys, and try and stop them from fishing here. The water isn't actually joined up either, apart from this centre sort of river which does join at the corner, but Jack can't actually get round here, so if he did dock on the front here, he wouldn't be able to go around the back and sneak attack. He'd have to go around through the middle and attack it through there. So as I said, the VG guys with a nice big advantage. PL though, I think they're not so bad off. I mean, they can still dock. Obviously, they just have less big fish available to them. So if they get super aggressive early on, that could pay off very nicely for them. The distance between these guys are also quite far. If you have a look, Kai even, and Cigarettes are fairly close together. But as far as Jack and Paladin are concerned, they're pretty distant on the map. And I think Dark Age rushing here would be a little risky. Let's see what we've got. Koreans and Turks. Not really usual to see drushing from either of these players, sorry, civs anyway. But if they wanted to drush, it's a little bit risky, I think, especially because they could wall up very easily on these choke points, which is another thing to note. Obviously, there's choke points here which are caused by the shallows, obviously passable points in the river. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 coming off of Kai's island, 2 leading to his teammate, 2 leading to his opponent. Similar story for Cigarettes as well, 2 leading off his island, heading over to Paladin's base, and again 2 between Paladin and Jack. So if these guys decide to wall up, they're going to have to wall up in 2 places, and as you can see already, Jack is starting to place down some palisades there, so he is going to wall that up. Now if he decides to just pure boom, he's going to have a tougher time than if the VG guys decide to do that, because of course the VG guys are going to be able to fish boom here, and Cigarette's already at the back with a dock and able to pump out some fishing boats and really give himself a nice advantage with that. If he also walls up here and here, then he could do a fast castle pretty comfortably with the fish boom, and that would actually give him a really big advantage well, in the castle age. They might be able to bring it back when the fish sort of wear out, but as far as fishing is concerned, as I said, VG here with a big advantage. I'm going to speed things up just a little bit whilst things start to get underway. Dark Age, of course, pretty standard for most players, and you see here Kai taking deer at the back. He's got a double deer patch, and that's nice for him. If he builds a mill here, he will be able to do that very nicely indeed. And VG Cigarettes managed to kill his scout there, but ran straight into Kai's TC, so scout a piece, not a problem. But both these guys actually walling up, and I know the Chinese style is very much to wall up. They like to wall, but I don't know, I think the VG guys could play this nice and aggressive here. In fact, if the VG guys did play this aggressive, the fact that they have good fish and good fishing allows them to, grush and attacking the feudal age much more effectively. But either way, it looks like we're going to see fast castles from all of these players, judging by the walling here and judging by the builds. Although saying that, that is a lot of wood gatherers for Jack, and actually Jack here is going to be grushing. You can tell already, he's built 2 lumber camps, he's got a lot of villagers over on the wood, he's sent 4 villagers to gold, and he should already be up to feudal as well. In fact, he's about to hit feudal now, and he is going to grush. Looks like the same for Paladin here as well. He's about to hit feudal, and he is going to be adding in 3 docks and grushing. Sorry about saying about the fast castle there. It looks like Kaimu might actually do the same. I actually thought they were going to fast castle, but I suppose it does make sense for them to grush as well. I was saying earlier at the start of this game, if the PL guys do grush, then they'll be in a good situation. Interestingly enough though, Kai is actually building a mining camp on stone. Obviously he wants gold, and he's built it on stone, so he's also built it on gold. What is he doing? Is he going to build towers or something? That's interesting. We'll see what he actually does with that stone. It's interesting that he'd actually take stone here. I did think for a minute he would go with a fast castle, but obviously not now. Going to add a couple more docks in at the front, I think. But interesting. Interesting that he's taking stone. Could see some towers from him. Could be an indication that he's going to try and break through here. He's managed to kill this villager off at this area. So perhaps if he does come forward with towers, he could trush Cigarettes' wood and give him an advantage on the water. This side then we see grushing from both, as I said earlier. They're both building up docks right here. 3 docks about to go down for Jack. 3 already down for Paladin though. And that means that Paladin's going to have a little advantage here, and he could actually have a much more effective grush overall. Already looks like he's got more ships out, and if PL Jack loses the water, that's going to be a bit of a problem for him. It does, of course, mean that the VG guy's going to be able to fish boom very freely. So let's see what's actually going on over here. I'm not really sure where Kai's villagers went. Did he sneak them through? No, he didn't. So what's he doing? Where did the villagers go? I have no idea, but he's still taking 3 villagers on stone, so maybe I'm missing something here. Let me turn his Fog of War on, see if we get a better idea. He's not actually even left his island, so he doesn't even know that VG Cigarettes wasn't walled there. But building a market on the front, and yeah, he's going to fast castle. He's obviously taking this stone to either get more TCs up when he gets to the castle age, or to actually sell some stone, buy some gold, buy some food. Sell stone for gold and then buy some food. I'm not really sure what he's planning to do there. Looks like Paladin though is on the water right now. In fact, he could be going for a castle drop. He could be planning a castle drop, which could work out for him. And it looks like he is actually. He's going to click up to castle right now, and he could go with a castle drop, which would actually be pretty good. So we'll see if he does that effectively or not. But as I was saying a second ago, Paladin looks like he's winning the water here. Jack is lagging behind on this side, and putting up a blacksmith on the front, so we will have +1 fairly shortly. Paladin without +1 just yet. Has he got a blacksmith? Well, no, he doesn't. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on here. I mean, it could be that Jack is also deciding that he's going to go castle soon, but judging by the amount of wood and gold collectors he has, that is not going to be the case for some time. He's obviously just keeping on making those galleys for now. But that's a lot of villagers on gold right there for 3 docks. He doesn't need that many for 3 docks, so he's going to have quite a build-up of gold coming in fairly soon. I don't know if he's planning to use the market or something, but buying resources is never a good idea. So it looks like Kai here going to hit castle fairly soon. He's going to have enough for a castle drop, and I actually thought, he was going to go build docks in the north and start grushing. But obviously that's not the case at all, and he's actually fast castling like I originally said. He's going to go with a castle drop here, and perhaps actually make not hand cannons. He could perhaps make janissaries. There's the word I was looking for. Janissaries right inside of Cigarette's base and really catch him off guard here. We'll see if he does it. He could also go really aggressive when he gets to Castle Age, build siege workshops as well, and really push through to Cigarette's side. Jack then trying to retake the water here. I don't know if Paladin's actually stopped creating galleys. He might have actually continued making them again, because, oh no, he's still continuing to make them. I thought he may have stopped in order to actually to get more fishing ships, but obviously that's not the case here either. He's actually continuing to make them, and he probably will do just to make sure that he does control the water and Jack can't get enough galleys out. +1 done for Jack, and it looks like he might be ready to move in now. He may just be able to scoot over this little landing here. It looks like he will be able to, heading straight for Paladin's fishing ships, and if he can take them out, they're just going to draw things level, and he can indeed scoot over this little bit of land, which does mean good things for him. He can start to take out these fishing ships very quickly, very easily, and that is GG fishing ships for Paladin. Cigarette's though at the back, as you can see, quite a lot of fishing ships here, and it could be that he too is going to go with a fast castle. He's about to hit castle himself, and he's about to drop a castle down with 650 stone already in the bank. It looks like both these guys have got a similar idea. Kaimu though, already up with his castle right now, already up to Castle Age as well, and his castle is down. Now he didn't place that very aggressively, and he would have had a tough time even doing that. I don't know if he can actually reach, no he can't. I was going to say, he can't reach these palisades, so he can't bust through the palisades, but he is starting to make janissaries. So, janissaries versus war wagons, potentially, if Cigarettes does go with that. War wagons very expensive though, and he's going to need lots of wood to produce them. He's not actually put a castle down yet, so we'll see that in just a second. And Jack here going on an endeavour to take out these fishing ships from Cigarettes, and he's done exactly the right thing. Whilst yes, he has lost water to Cigarettes here, he is sending ships straight round the back, right over to Cigarettes, and he's going to be able to take out these these fishing ships very quickly, very easily indeed. Also, on the front, we're seeing fire ships from Kai here, which is really good for him. Does mean that he's going to be able to start taking some water, but then again, same thing for Cigarettes here, and it really looks at this stage like the VG guys are going to take the water, and it seems like a really important thing in this map to be able to take the water. A lot of control, a loss of control of the water even, could be a real problem for them. So, Janissaries coming out, castle up for Cigarettes though, and I'm going to be interested to see if he does make war wagons. At the moment he can't afford it, they are just too damn expensive, and Kai here going to send his just to the death, or their deaths at this castle. Still on the water, VG guys clearly winning this, and if Paladin just turns around, he could easily out-micro these fire ships and kill them off very quickly, very easily, but Jack did the best he could, took out Cigarette's fishing ships, and although VG have the score lead now, it's very close indeed. They've certainly closed the gap there. Nice one. This castle placement turning out to be pretty handy, as Cigarettes is going to find himself taking a lot of damage on these fires, and that is always good for PL team right now. They are going to come in though, and it certainly looks like they really do have a big advantage on the water. Going to come straight back past this castle as well, and just out of range here. If Kai actually got fletching, then he would be able to reach them, I think, losing his fishing ships on the front, but they are going to go down right now. It's 3 fires against the 2, and one of them's already hurt, so Kai taking the water there pretty nicely indeed. No fires coming out at the back for Cigarettes. he could do. He could put a couple of fires out on the back here and take out these galleys, but not really bothering. And VG Paladin still with plenty of galleys over here on the water, which could be a problem for for Kai, as he comes over with just 3 fire ships. They're going to get taken down pretty quick by these galleys here, if the galleys actually focus them down, which could work out pretty well for them. Janissaries somehow sneaking into the back, and cigarettes, yes, making war wagons. I like that indeed. As you can see, the Janissary is going to have a hard time against the war wagons. 150 health, 3 pierce armor, and 10 attack. Pretty a punching force, and they're going to chase down the Janissaries there and kill them pretty easily, I think. So Kai trying to get really aggressive here, but it's not really working out for him too well. Let's see what his next step is. I mean, he could go for a fast Imperial. He is playing as Turks. Once he gets up to Imperial, he will get gunpowder for free, and that does of course mean that he can make what? What's that? Hang on a minute. Cigarettes has a lumber camp here. Why does he have a lumber camp there? Cigarettes, this is not your island. Alright, well, he's obviously going to go with a forward on this side, and he's putting a lumber camp just to get a bit of extra wood while he needs it, by the looks of things. Interesting. Very curious indeed. So anyway, as I was saying, Kai could go fast Imperial. He'll get gunpowder for free. That means he can start to produce bombard cannons, and he can go with hand cannons, just your gunpowder units, or even just continue making Janissaries, and that would be a pretty potent combination. So that could work out pretty well for him if he decides to do that. Jack then, just hitting castle, is Paladin up. He's about to hit castle, and Jack obviously already there. He could use this little moment to do something on the water. I don't think he's going to be able to, though. No docks for him. Not looking like he's getting ready to invest in water again. But Jack is... Oh, wait, I'm looking at Jack right now. Hang on. There we go. Make sure I was actually on him. Building 2 TCs extra, so up to 3, and a siege workshop. He could build a mangonel here, actually. And if he makes a mangonel, then he could take out VG Paladin's boats pretty quickly. Of course, he's playing as Koreans, and Koreans do have great siege, so he is going to chuck a mangonel out right there. Right now, of course, Paladin's score is so high due to the amount of boats he has, so that's looking good. I mean, he could just use this mangonel for defensive purposes, but with 3 TCs going up and a lot of food in the bank, he's going to have a very successful boom. He's also taking some stone right here, so he could go for a castle, or he could just be taking some more stones so he can quickly get out a 4th TC. All of those could be possibilities. But look at this, war wagons right into Kai's base right now as he initiated a landing on this side. Villagers though being taken out, and Kai was like, what is this lumber camp doing here, I wonder. But yeah, war wagons pretty good units actually. Do quite a bit of damage, and they're very tanky, as you can see by their statistics right there. Should have a pretty nice time inside of Kai's base, but Kai doing the right thing here, getting up with a monastery, and of course that does mean he is going to be able to convert these very quickly, and that's obviously going to be good for him. Being chased down by the Janissaries though, and he's got no villagers left over here, so he's not be able to make any more buildings on this side. And actually Kai has a reasonable amount of Janissaries, so he should be able to deal with cigarettes over this side pretty easily, even with the amount of, what, 4 war wagons. That's enough. If he has a monk in there as well, it's obviously just going to be so clearly in Kai's favour. What is Cigarettes doing back at home? Well, he's just adding in his 3rd TC by the looks of things, and indeed he is. Going to be booming his eco. Kai has already got 2 up. Has he got a 3rd? 1, 2, and 3. Yes, he has. He has got his 3 TCs, and that means he's a little bit further ahead than Cigarettes is, as you can tell just by his score as well. He also has more military. Of course, Janissaries are a lot cheaper to create than war wagons. In comes the monk, and if he gets the conversion here, is the monk going to get focused down? Can he get the conversion? Yes, he did. And that monk making a very nice profit for Kai here. Even though this war wagon's going to get focused down, you'll be able to do some damage very nicely indeed. 5th TC going up for Jack on this side. So as I said, these mangonels just for defense, and 5 TCs going up for him. I'd laugh if he does a 6th. That'd be pretty cool. But right now, he should be able to deal with this attack really easily. Getting a 2nd conversion? Yeah, he must have converted another one. and able to deal with that attack. But the next problem is coming in now as Paladin has the water. And obviously now, with Paladin on the water, that means that Kai is going to have a tough time defending his economy as there's water all the way around. Going to attack these ships with his Janissaries though. And surprisingly, Janissaries is going to do a reasonable amount of damage. I mean, 17 attack is no small amount. And these Janissaries could take out the boats pretty quickly. You'd be surprised. As you see there, just taking out 2 or 3 boats very easily indeed. And able to defend his base for now. Maybe he could make a couple more monks and even convert the boats if he wanted to. That would also be a pretty cool thing to see. So cigarettes then on this side, just still making war wagons, and it looks like he's going to send over another landing attempt. His economy is looking pretty good as well. Have a quick look at Paladin's economy right now. He needs to replenish these lumber camps here. Villagers having to walk a very long way, which is not good at all. But Paladin looks like he should have a lot of resources in the bank. Indeed he does. A lot of gold right there. So we'll see what he decides to do. He's got a lot of stone as well, actually. Almost 1,000 of each, which does seem very imbalanced at this stage. So I'm curious to know what he's going to do. He could go for Imperial pretty quick, but I doubt it. Jack. What is going on with Jack? Well, 5 TCs as usual, as I said. Sticking in there for now with just his 5. Not a problem at all. Another landing then from Cigarettes, going in with more war wagons. See if he can actually do much damage with this. Now this is the thing, I don't think he can do all that much with it. I mean, he's got +2 attack, so he's going to be doing 11 of damage at once. Obviously negated from the lumberjack. Lumberjack, what about villager Pierce army? You sound a bit tired, can't you? But yeah, it could kill a couple of villagers here, as Kai probably not expecting another landing so soon. Could be some free villagers for cigarettes, and he needs to get these villagers because Kai's getting a little bit further ahead in score, which could be partially to do with economy as well. Lots of nice free kills there, and Kai needs to react. Is he going to build another monk? Potentially, but where has his army gone? There they are. Janissaries there coming in. But yeah, he's got 2 castles now as well, so he is really ramping up the production of Janissaries for now. But eco raiding is never nice, and Kai is going to lose some more villagers, or at least some gathering time at this rate. Not building another monk, or another monk. But in come the Janissaries, and Cigarette should be able to deal with this if he just turns around and fights them. But looks like he's going to be trying to aim for some eco, and he's going to be able to get some. He could even destroy these farms here, which would be a pain for Kai, as it's going to cost him, of course, well, it's going to cost him the wood that he used to build them, which is never cool. But Cigarette seems very hesitant to attack here. On the other side, we have Paladin coming forward with a castle and a siege workshop. Is Jack prepared for this? Looking at his fog of war, he can see it, but is he prepared? Well, at the moment, no, but see if he gets prepared in time. Now, the thing is, Janissaries do outrange mangonels, so if... if Paladin decides to make mangonels... Paladin decides to make Janissaries, which he is doing, obviously 8 range on them, and where have his mangonels gone? You see... he's playing as Koreans, I forgot. Koreans have extra range on their mangonels, so he can deal with the Janissaries fairly reasonably. Kai here then, deciding it's about time to get another monk, and Cigarettes is vastly outnumbered, focusing down that monk first, so not managing to get a conversion. Should be able to kill a couple of Janissaries, but overall, I think Cigarettes are going to be losing out here massively. You can tell by his score, he's starting to fall behind Kai here, and the PL guys are actually doing really well. And I know I sound a little surprised by that, but, you know, when you don't really watch players that much, and you see these Polish guys who I've never really, watched any of their games, playing guys who I've seen quite a lot from, it's can be surprising. So Jack and Kai doing pretty well right here. Second castle up on the north for Paladin, starting to really push into Jack's base, and Jack now spamming those war wagons. Nice. Plenty of food though, so Imperial really isn't too far off the horizon for him. And I know I didn't have the timer up there on the top left, so that is looking pretty good. Kai then, a lot of eco for him. And he already is up to Imp. I am so asleep, obviously. Jack's already up to Imp right now. and he's making trebs, war wagons, the lot, capture ram being researched, everything's come in right now, chemistry as well for extra attack on these guys, and with the treb coming out, he can take out this attack from Paladin pretty quickly. Paladin thinking it's fitting to build a house right here, but no, Paladin, this is not your land. I'm curious to know actually, is Paladin Imp? Yes he is, he's just about to hit Imp right now, and so, I mean, we could see trebs from him as well pretty soon, but Jack here with a third castle going up on the front should be able to deal with this attack pretty quickly. I'm going to cling to this little hill as well, which is also important. So many Janissaries from Kai though, and he too has clicked up to Imp right now. We could see bombard cannons from him, as obviously he doesn't have to invest anything to make them, and they do take out castles and other such things very quickly. Also worth noting, he's also gone for 4 TCs, as has Cigarettes. All of these guys doing a really big boom here. So anyway, Trebuchet's out for Jack. What else is he making? Well, seems like a bit of siege here. Obviously, Koreans have really good siege, and he could use his cap drums here to take up arrow fire or Janissary fire. Looks like this Treb's going to go down, but Jack pushing forwards now, and obviously now he's got a problem. He needs to deal with the bombard cannons. Paladin's going to be making those, and making hussars as well actually. Out of nowhere, the hussars coming in as well as bombard towers. Paladin might actually be able to do this. There was me saying, like, Paladin, you're not going to push this. Jack is way too prepared, but Jack actually might be up with a tough time if Paladin can keep making the hussars, and if he can keep making all of these units that he needs in here. Let's have a look what his castles are doing. Actually idle right now, no more Janissaries coming in, but he should be making hussars here. They would be doing him pretty well, and also adding in more bombard cannons, of course. Bombard towers going up though, that's always nice. I love bombard towers, and you don't often see them in 1v1s, so nice to see them in play here. Cigarettes then busting through this wall right here. I'm not really sure how he did that. It looks like he broke down this piece and managed to prevent Cigarettes from walling up again, sending a lot of Janissaries into Cigarettes' base. That could give him a lot of big losses over that side. We'll keep an eye on that, as well as what is going on over here. Looks like Jack is actually not having an easy time after all, and the Janissary is starting to come in right now. Let's see what upgrades are on the way for Paladin. Don't really see much, but he did get double blacksmith there, so upgrades should be coming in thick and fast either way. It looks like his castle could go down though. He didn't actually have enough here, and surprisingly, well, initially I said that Jack was going to really push forwards here and take Paladin off. Then I turned it around and said Paladin should be able to defend this, and really he should. He should be able to make hussars pretty quickly. He should be able to make enough behind this to stop Jack's advance, but obviously that's not the case. He's pushing him back, which is nice. Not sure what's going on here. They could be making a market to start trade. Trade obviously really important. But right over here in Cigarette's base, Kai putting down a castle on the front, looking to get really aggressive as well, especially with these Janissaries, which of course outrange TCs, and at the moment taking that TC down pretty quickly. Alright, so I'm not sure what these guys are doing over here. It looks like they're planning on 2v1ing Jack on this side. Villagers coming over for Cigarettes, and he's actually building a TC. Maybe that shows that he's not got so much faith in his ability to defend his economy here. See what's in this over here, this side. Wow, this castle going down pretty quick. Obviously Trebuchet's bombard cannons coming out for Kai, and Kai really making the most of his gunpowder units here. Cigarettes 3 mangonels inside the siege workshop, and if Kai gets too close with these Janissaries, Cigarettes could release them, and he could flatten a lot of these units right here. Back on this side, Jack managing to hold out, and he's actually pushing forwards indeed. Plenty of elite war wagons out now, with a lot of attack, of course, a lot of armor, and very high HP, so very beefy. Cigarettes needs to release these mangonel. If he does that, mangonel out now will flatten these Janissaries, I'm telling you. But doesn't look like he's going to do it. He's actually really worried about his base here. Going to lose TC. And castles being built everywhere, losing another castle this side, and of course these bombard cannons can just walk straight forward, take out this castle, no problem whatsoever. So Cigarettes really falling behind here, especially in the score. You can clearly see that he's falling behind. Jack then starting to push forwards a bit more, and what's Paladin got in here? What is in there? Capped rams? Is it going to be enough? Well, we'll see. Paladin making hussars, like I said, you really just need to keep production of those up. But his economy right now is massive, so once he stops making villages and stuff, which he has done, he should, in theory, be able to really start massing up army here very easily indeed. Kaiden managing to hold out, or continue to keep the pressure on. Cigarettes really doesn't look like he's got much to defend against this at all. Just checking this, he's upgraded them to Onager, and now is the time. Release the Onagers, release the Hounds. I don't want to miss that, but at the same time I want to see what's going on this side as well. God, I've got to keep an eye on this. I mean, it could be that he's taking out the situation. Here's the Onagers. Oh, there we go. Big Onager shots, flattening these Janissaries. There we go, and you know, if he'd have done that with a little more coordination, he would have got a lot more there. Overall, I think Cigarettes probably made a loss on that. But really nice play by Kai here, really taking over Cigarettes' base, and it's really not looking good for the VG guys right now at all. What we're seeing, Turks making Knights and Janissaries. Hussars. I think the Knights may have been a misclick from Kai here. But either way, Hussars, great unit to spam, especially when you get the upgrades there. Of course, the Turks don't get very good trash. They can't upgrade to Elite Skirmisher, and they can't upgrade past Spearmen. So, actually, making Hussars is always a good choice for them. They're obviously cheap, and a lot of their army requires gold. So it's nice to pad that out with stuff that requires food. So Kai here, making Hussars, starting to harass back here, and Cigarettes, there's no way he's going to escape this. He is going to lose a lot of villagers back here. Ugly, ugly stuff. Jack also managing to push Paladin back with the help of Kai, making Hussars at the back here. Waiting to see some more upgrades on these. He's obviously done the defense upgrades first, like what he should do. And now Paladin having to really defend this. He's going to be under a lot of pressure very soon. Upgraded to Cavalier, interestingly enough. I don't know if that's going to help him out much. He's not even seemingly making many more Cavalier, so ooh, ugly stuff for them. Cigarettes, his base totally wiped out now, and Kai staking a claim on that, and of course this is going to be lovely for him later on. Not only are they going to be able to trade, but he's going to be able to take all of this gold and all of this stone, which he's already started to take. So once Kai runs out of gold on his home island, he's going to be able to take that very easily. He's got gold back here, which he's not taking either. But yeah, being able to take that gold very comfortably indeed. And obviously with Turks being such a gold-intensive civilization, really necessary for that. Jack as well, coming back on the water. Jack is back. But look at this landing at the back here from Paladin. Lovely, lovely stuff. Building stables and bombard cannons towers, and they know that it's really, really looking bad for them, the VG guys. So they've got to do something out of the ordinary here to actually make it up and make it work. Are they going to be able to do it? That's the question. Well, Paladin has a lot of starting to make Hussars, but Jack has a lot of war wagons, and it's really going to be tough, I think, for Paladin to really hold this here. I mean, Jack can just bring some rams from the front, take out this bombard cannon pretty easily. Nothing too hard for him there. I can't get my words out. Horrible stuff. Jack also as well pushing through on this side, and look at that as he repairs that ram. So strong as they start to take out the rest of these walls, and Cigarettes could be wiped off the face of the earth at this rate. If he starts building a treb here, could really do work on this side. I'm liking this attack from Paladin at the back though, but I think it is going to go down eventually. War Wagons, such a strong unit though, and he's also continuing to make units from here. I don't think they realised there was a stable on this side, and really nice raiding from Paladin. He's actually going to get a lot of villagers here. I think he could take out these ones from very, very quickly, but could take out wood as well. But over this side, the War Wagons having to contend with siege rams, and obviously you see how much damage those siege rams are soaking up. Alright, they're not going to be able to do much damage to the War Wagons, but they're able to soak up the damage very nicely and allow Paladin's Hussars to do a lot of damage. Also raiding eco here, nicely done indeed. All of the upgrades there on those Hussars, really good stuff from him. This attack from Jack just seemed to be stopped slightly, and their focus really on this area down here. One thing that could be nice is if Jack bought some of these ships down here to defend, but I don't think right now he needs it, and he can really harass from the water. Paladin trying to put up bombard towers, as you can see, just to defend his eco here, but they are losing a lot, and wow, Paladin with a lot of hussars. Really starting to spam them there. But Jack at the back, Jack is back once again at the back, and yeah, losing a lot over here. A lot indeed, a lot. Kai though helping him out with stables, of course. If he can just help him out, that'd be great. This side's still going strong with his attack. If he can take out this wall, they're in. And Kai is already in anyway. He's already got hussars and some knights back here. A lot of dead villagers for Paladin on that side, but Paladin starting to push forwards over this side as well. And he needs more support from Kai here. More, he says. As he needs more hussars, definitely. And really nice stuff from Paladin on the top as well, actually pushing forwards right through here, managing to take out one of these castles and going for the second right now. Stuff happening all over the place, but Paladin absolutely wrecking right now at the back. Good stuff from him indeed. But Kai starting to come forwards now, and there's only a piece of stone wall here stopping him getting through, and it could be very quick, very short while even, until he gets in here and does big damage. Paladin though keeping his momentum up, and Jack of course here bringing his galleons over to defend this choke and help against the rams and hussars, even going as far as to make pikemen here. And Koreans have reasonable infantry actually, so making pikemen isn't a bad thing. You're going to be able to deal with the hussars of course, which is about the only trash that Paladin can spam, and still actually holding the bottom quite nicely. In fact, this is really nice from him. He's able to actually hold this and make enough hussars to seem quite threatening. Jack then losing a lot of ground unexpectedly. The problem is for Paladin right now, it's pretty much 2v1. And once this bombard tower goes down, once these stone walls go down, Kai even's going to be in the back of Paladin's base. Cigarette's really unable to help his teammate out here very much, and I think he really wishes he could do. Just looking at the score, as you can see, he is falling very rapidly behind, which is quite ugly for him indeed. But Paladin does seem to be making a lot of hussars still. Could even deal with these war wagons here, though he's losing numbers pretty quickly. This could be it for him at the back, especially with Kai's hussars coming in as well. Ooh, that's not looking so good. His attack on the left thwarted, and these guys in the choke point, so able to deal with that. And now Kai should be able to go through these stone walls here. Looks like he's backing off so he can do that, and it's going to be GG for Paladin at least. Paladin then is still desperately trying to get damage over here, but with these war wagons, with the halberdiers, and with the hussars from Kai, I don't think Paladin's going to have enough at the front here. And once Kai gets into the back, he's not got any army back here at all, and he's not going to be able to deal with it. So I'm going to call it right now. It's going to be GG for PL. I'm pretty sure of that. We'll see the VG guys resigning very shortly, I'm sure, once this gets taken out of the back. And obviously now Kai barging his way into the back of Paladin's base. What's the population is looking like? Well, Paladin on 151. I wouldn't be surprised if Jack's nearly maxed out. 163, surprisingly. Kai is on 200 though, so he is really looking good right now, and going to be killing a lot of villagers back here. So Paladin going to go out. Looks like Cigarettes is too slow to really build his economy back up, and by the time he's built it back up to a reasonable degree, he's probably slinging Paladin to be fair, but by the time he's built it up to a reasonable degree, his TCs are going to go down, and it's not going to be good enough, unfortunately, guys. This at the back here going to get taken out eventually. Paladin still pushing forwards on the front, but without much support to these ramps, they're going to get taken out quickly as well. And now there's a death ball from Kai at the back. These 4 bombard cannons and janissaries should be enough alone, as well as these hussars, of course, to wipe out this entire base. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has an easy time doing it. In comes some cavalier from Paladin, as well as hussars. Let's see then. Can these janissaries deal with it? It's going to be tough, I think. Maybe he's going to have a hard time. If he can use his hussars to soak up some damage, then the janissaries can do big amount of damage from behind and probably bring it back, actually. Ooh, it's so ugly right now. Is Paladin gonna charge the bombard cannons to try and take them out? Not sure, but it looks like Paladin here should actually be able to do reasonable damage. Janissaries, of course, really worth their weight in gold here, as they're able to pretty much one-shot the Cavalier right now, as you'll probably see. But Kai doing the right thing, backing off into a corner. And Paladin now going to find himself losing a lot of dudes. But again, Paladin, nice play, deleting his walls there so he can surround the Janissaries. So Janissaries obviously trying to back into a corner here, but still doing so much damage. And these Cavalier dying very quickly to them as well, even now. And yeah, big problems for Cigarettes now though. And I wouldn't be surprised if they say GG any moment. More Janissaries coming up from Kai, and it's just going to be it. There's no way that Paladin's going to beat these Janissaries right now. Not a chance. So Paladin managed to hold off at the back, which was surprising, but he lost a huge chunk of eco, and now Jack is pushing on the front as well. It's just over. They need to resign about now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do, so I'm going to speed things up until they do resign, which is going to happen any moment. Obviously, Paladin now, one last stand. Kind of ironic that his name is Paladin and he can't actually get Paladins as Turks. You can only get Cavalier. But yeah, there we go. Managed to actually push Jack right back, and Jack and back rhymes way too well. Been able to use that all day long. But once again, Janissaries in the back here. Paladin's resigned. Cigarettes, waiting for Cigarettes to resign. He may have gone AFK for all we know. Oh, no, he's not. He's been building galleons all this time. I didn't even notice. And a landing over here. Jesus Christ, how did I not notice this? He tried to land over this side. Easily dealt with. But a lot of docks over here. I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you. I've been too focused on the other stuff. Docks, loads of galleons, but it's too late. What are you going to do, Cigarettes? It's still 2v1. You've got no eco left whatsoever. It's over. Just say the magic words. Or the magic letters, even. G and G. Alright, so there we go. GG. Cigarettes resigns, and PL take it. Pretty good game. So those of you watching the stream, don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing a roll the dice game quickly before I have to go. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, do feel free to head over to the stream. It's twitch.tv/ZeroEmpires, where I'll be streaming most nights at 18 GMT. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time if you're watching the video. But if you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere.